Yep. Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS.
The Thought OPPS.
The Thought OPPS. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Steel Biz. Welcome. I had a wonderful week. What's your name?
Hey man, if y'all been watching this show by now, y'all should already know who I am. I'm EJ Bridge, your favorite host on this show. Y'all should already know that. So, I mean, I might just stop introducing myself every show.
Yeah, don't. As a matter of fact, don't even come. then you won't have to introduce yourself.
Your favorite.
Your favorite.
I'm your favorite host.
Yeah, whatever, man. So my week was pretty good week, engaging week.
Holiday week.
Mm-hmm. You know, family yesterday. See, like, family member that bought like another family with them. You know what I'm saying? They ate up the food and.
Why you looking at me, bro?
No, it was cool.
This your portion.
It was cool. Like yesterday was okay. I made salmon, right?
Man,
ain't nobody eat my daggone rice. I was mad. Like ain't nobody touched the rice because I threw it out and because ain't nobody touched my rice.
Hard as hell.
Yeah, my brother invited a whole nother family with him. They came in and they ate, but they was nice though. And it was cool. They ate everything, dude. They ate up. My nieces was there. My parents had came back from Jamaica the night before because my uncle passed. Now they're going back to Jamaica on the 16th because my aunt passed while they were in Jamaica.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that. Yeah, so they have to go back to Jamaica. My niece is going to go stay with them in Jamaica. The one that's working on the project with us, she's going to go stay with them.
So she going to Jamaica?
She going to Jamaica. She already paid her fare and everything, so she feel like she about to go get some culture and everything.
Oh, okay.
You know, so she's going back to Jamaica. I'm not gonna be able to go because I'm not gonna be able to go. But
didn't they kick you out?
Nah, that side of the family ain't kicked. No, I'm just playing.
No, I'm talking about the Jamaica. Didn't they kick you?
Then
they say you can't come back.
Whatever. You know what's funny?
What?
I was looking at something. So you remember the Jamaican song "Murder She Wrote"?
Yeah, that's a Jamaican song.
Yeah,
is it a Jamaican song or is it reggae?
The reggae song, which is it's a reggae, but Shaka Demon Suppliers are from Jamaica. So there's a girl named Maxie.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that, and because that's just so funny. I was asking one of my friends earlier, what is that song about? Because I know every American know that reggae song.
Yeah.
What is that song about? It's called Murder She Wrote. Well, it was called
murder?
No.
Somebody got murdered?
No, don't say the word.
Somebody got unalived?
Okay, but She Wrote. What's the song about? It was like M.U. the Murder She Wrote. I know a little girl named Maxie. What's this whole song about? Nobody really knows.
I don't know. Can you please enlighten me?
But when you think about the song, what do you think? Because
I would have to actually hear it right now.
I know the little girl name is Maxie. Like a bunch of rose, and everybody be dancing and whining to that song.
I don't understand the words.
Okay,
that be coming out there.
But you would think from watching how people engage to the song, you would think that it's about a fine girl. It's about her having a lot of abortions.
Man, I'm gonna go back and peep that, man.
And that's what the song is about.
So we were dancing.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not condoning it though. They're just saying that this is the type of woman she is. Even though she's fine, this is all she does.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so it was actually.
I got it now.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's what that song was about.
Yeah.
Okay, how was your week?
Hey, my week was weekend. Holiday week, rest. A lot of reflecting.
Did you go Black Friday shopping today?
Yeah, I went to one spot and it's.
Yeah, he said, I ain't gonna lie. I'm
no,
man,
no. We can't be real.
He went to the one spot and it was so ghetto. He said it looked like a Tubi movie. But
and I was in the suburbs too.
Yeah, and he said it looked like he's like it was enough of us to make a Tubi movie in there. But
that ain't what I said.
well, I said that. My bad. Yeah, I said that. Okay, because it was a funny joke. Yeah. But yeah,
Hey, you want to be finished?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but everybody, hope y'all had a nice, enjoyous. Is enjoyous a word?
No.
Joyous.
Joyous.
Yeah, joyous holiday.
I don't think that's a word.
Oh, spend
joyful.
Spend time with your family and everything. I had a lot to be thankful, a lot of reflecting on myself and everything. So that's
pretty much what your week was about. Yeah, I had I went Black Friday shopping for one thing.
Yeah.
And then, but
you go Black Friday shopping for every Friday. Talk about Black Friday every Friday.
but yeah,
talk about Black Friday like it's special. Like it's special.
Okay, I don't. But I do be. Yeah.
He be shopping. Hey, Terrence be shopping.
Yeah, okay, but I don't be wasting money though. I be like,
you work work.
I feel like I work, so I be wanting to dress, dress nice and look nice and stuff. But yeah, so so that's what my week was about. And then for our feature topics, for our entertainment topics, we're gonna talk about Tiffany Haddish, and then we're gonna talk about all these new cases for SA, like all these, and I feel like I got a little bit of an explanation on why we have all these new cases, and because a lot of people don't really know what's going on with those. So I talk about that a little bit in that portion of the show. So that's
plus we are going to add a new, what you want to call it, new feature.
Yeah, because we call everything feature. We're adding a new portion to the show.
New portion of the
every
show.
time we don't have a guest.
Yeah, so this new portion of the show, I have a life story about blind dating, and I want you guys to let me know. I'm gonna ask you, Terrence. Let me know. Was I wrong? So just stay tuned, and you're gonna hear the story and everything, and just let me know if I was wrong.
Yeah, I hope your date was blind and ain't
no.
So we're gonna come back to the book portion. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I just completed Leave the World Behind.
So you just read that whole book?
Yeah, I read this whole book. Leave the World Behind.
How many pages?
Why? Because I read it so fast. I'm not even gonna lie. If people know, like, shout out to Marie. She know, like, if I'm reading a fictional book and I'm into the book, it don't take me no time to read it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm reading like a like something that's like a nonfiction,
like mine,
if it's like nonfiction, and if I'm enjoying it, I'll go fast too.
Yeah.
But if it's like nonfiction and if it's like fiction and it's like a really good story, it takes me no time to finish the book. And this book was a great book. It was by Ruman Alam, which is crazy because come to find out he is actually from Ohio. Well, he's from New York. Yeah, but he went to Oberlin. He went to Oberlin school that my niece went to. Yeah. So
you said that last episode.
I said that last episode, but that's great because he's from Ohio. But this book and
he's from New York, but went to school in Ohio.
He went to school, where he lived in Ohio. But this book is a great book. So Leave the World Behind was a really good book.
So did he actually leave the world behind?
No, it's more like a sci-fi. It has like a sci-fi feel to the book. Like you don't really understand what's going, because this book is like the story is told like minute by minute, like of the lives of the family that actually went and got an Airbnb, and then in the Airbnb they have like they met like the couple that owns Airbnb because they came because their lights went out, so their power went out, so they came and was like, hey, this is our Airbnb, because they was on vacation. It was like somewhere in New York, and it was like so we need to stay here for a while because they was like, we need to stay here for a while because the lights went out and if we think something crazy is going on. So they're trying to see if it's like it was like a war or something like that, because there was like to fast forward a little bit, there was like a big noise, so they thought it was like a bomb or something like that from another country. And then they were seeing stuff. They were seeing like, they went from seeing
they thought they was being invaded.
They went from seeing deers to like seeing flamingos and stuff. But they was trying to explain why they were seeing the flamingos. But they were saying like maybe it was from like the zoo, because like if the lights go out and then
was they by a zoo?
They didn't really discuss where they were by a zoo. They were by a zoo. They were by a zoo. But the crazy thing about this book is it's going to be a film on Netflix, and the cast is crazy because this is the cast is crazy.
Who's on the cast that I may know?
Every one of them, like Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon.
Okay. Ain't Ethan Hawke and Kevin Bacon the same person?
No, they just that was a little. You know.
No, they play the same. They play the
They
same type of movies. No, I see it.
And Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you know him.
Yeah.
And then I never seen her before. Myhala Harold, which is funny because when you read a book and you read and they put a movie, because it's like none of okay, Julia Roberts I could see Julia Roberts play that character. Kevin Bacon, I can't see him playing like, because this dude Danny is supposed to be like tough. And it's supposed to be like, I can't see him. And it's supposed to be like the man, and then they have like Mahershala Ali. He's supposed to be playing like an old man, like in his 60s. But and then she's supposed to be. Look at her. She's supposed to be playing somebody in their 60s. They're an old couple. Yeah. So I feel like they changed the identity of the characters. Yeah, they probably because they want to tell the story differently. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted them to seem. I feel like because he was like rich in the book, and he played like this guy that brags about his money. And you know how like he's one of those black people that got money during a time when black people weren't allowed to get into certain spaces. Yeah. So he's like, and then Julia Roberts, her character doesn't like him because all he talks about is money.
Okay. And I know a few people like that.
Yeah, all he talks about is money. So and then they have like two kids that the girl that Farrah McKenzie and I don't know who they got to play the other because Archie is their son, but I don't even see Archie on there if they're gonna like put the son in the movie. Okay. But it's gonna be a good movie, and the book was. I ain't gonna lie, man. The book, I just want to say so much more about this book, but I don't want to give too much of the book away. Yeah, the book was phenomenal, and the book is a New York Times bestseller and a finalist for the National Book Award.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
It's very, 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 very good.
So, my book that I have this week, I didn't get a chance to go to the library, but I have a book that somebody...
That book like it was sitting on the
Somebody gave me this book, and I just never had a chance to read it, but I always read like self-help books and all that other stuff. So, the name of this book is called The New Codependency, and it's by Melody Beatty. You see that? It's basically talking about. I haven't even had a chance to read it, so it's just talking about being codependent.
You haven't read it, so don't even talk about.
Yeah, I just kind of read it.
Why am I coughing?
I'm about to be like, what was you doing before the show?
I'm drinking this.
Basically, I'm just gonna read some of the stuff off the back of the book. Damn, why you wasn't coughing the whole time? Now you get the mouth worse and you want to cough.
I don't know what's going on. It's like. Go ahead.
What was you doing before the show?
Not cough, man. I don't know what's going on.
So basically, it's talk about how codependency is not an illness, but it's a series of behaviors that once you break them down and analyze, it could successfully be combated. And in the inside of the book, it says that this book is for. Just to give you an example, this book is for people affected by someone's alcoholism, addiction, illness, compulsion, irresponsible behaviors, adult and teenage children of alcoholics, addicts, and parents who's probably affected and still affect them and everything. So once I read some of this book, I check it out. I've been reading a lot of self-help books and, parenting books and everything just to kind of, work on myself, I guess, and so people could check it out.
Yeah,
you just learn some new stuff and everything. I mean, we spend enough time on social media dealing with trash anyway, so there's nothing wrong with trying to build yourself up, helping yourself. So
that's a topic that we need to discuss a lot further in America. I was going to say the black community, but I feel like that's something that affects all of us, codependency and drugs and alcohol. Like I said something the other day, I put it on social media, and it's crazy because when people...
So, since we don't have a guest, I talked to Terrence and said, in the guest portion of our show, when we don't have a guest, we should start up a new segment. So I came up with an idea, so you viewers out there, y'all could get a little bit more engaged and familiar with us as hosts and everything. Cause I mean, we talk about a lot of our personal life, but we don't really talk too much about our personal life. So I figured that, you know, maybe we could come up with some story time about things that happen in our lives and whatever. And this segment is called "Was I Wrong?" So I have a story, and you know, I'm gonna ask you, was I wrong? Because I know you're gonna let me know if I was wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody out there, let me know.
And why you were wrong.
So I'm gonna tell you guys about a blind date I had. So this was circa 99, 2000. So this is in the early ages of, you know, computer, dating, everything. So, you know, back in the day we had chat rooms.
You old? Go ahead.
So I met a young lady in the chat room.
Go ahead.
I met this young lady in the chat room, right? So me and her, we talked on the phone. We exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone for like a week. Conversation went good. Everything went good. So decided, hey,
I'm mad already. Go ahead.
So before, so you know, nowadays you have Instagram and all. You can send pictures and all that stuff. Yeah. So back in the day, you didn't really have a way to.
Blind date was a blind
date. So you had to take the person's word for it. So she gave me a description. She gave me a description of what she looked like. So I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. So decided to take her to the movie. So that day when I went to go pick her up, I think it was a Friday evening. So go to her house, pick her up, knock on the door. Her younger sister comes to the door and answers the door. So I'm trying to gauge, like, by her younger sister, what she gonna look. You paying attention?
I'm listening. I'm looking for a good picture for this.
No, so I'm trying to gauge, you know, by the look of her younger sister, what she's gonna look like. So her younger sister answered the door like, yeah, she's coming down the steps and all this. I mean, she's coming down or whatever. She's upstairs.
She's about to break these.
So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm looking at her younger sister like, okay, it's not too bad. Whew. Man, I don't want to talk about nobody because I know I'm not Denzel and I'm not the best looking person in the world. But when she came down the steps, it was like, oh no. She came down the steps. And you know, most of the time you tell people you're going on a date, like she wasn't even dressed to go out on a date. And then on top of that, she had a blue bandana wrapped around her head, like tied around her head. I'm not talking about the Tupac. Yeah, so when I seen her, I was like, no, I'm like, this description wasn't, it wasn't nowhere near how she gave her description. So right there, I was like, I had a choice.
Sound like Friday.
Yeah, I had a choice. It was like, should I leave or, you know, should I still, you know, take her out? So at the time, you know, I was a nice guy at the time. So I still took her out. So this is the time I was living in Akron. So I took her out on the other side of town of Akron. So if anybody out there familiar with Akron, I live on the west side of Akron. I took her all the way out to Arlington. It was a movie theater in Arlington. Took her out to the movie theater, and so when
that's far.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. So I
you might as well take her to Columbus, which is like 3 hours away.
So I get out the car, and so we walk into the movie theater, and I'm walking like far ahead of her, like, you know, like we not together, and I'm like, come on, let's go, like, you know,
that's Future walking down.
Yeah, and she just like, and man, and so we got in the movie theater. I paid for the movie and everything. Go to the movie, sat all the way at the top. So I called myself, I guess, back in the day, trying to be a player or whatever, and lo and behold, another female that I was talking to ended up showing up to the movies, and her and her friend came in, and they were sitting down at the bottom. So I'm sitting up there with this dilemma, like, man, what am I gonna do? I'm up here with her, and she not looking like how she said she looked. And then there's another young lady that I was talking to, and she just walked in the movie. So I don't even, to this day, I can't remember what movie we went to go see. The whole time we was watching the movie, she was trying to fill up on me and everything. So I just kept trying to, so I kept moving her hand nicely and everything. So I'm trying to move her hand and everything and, you know, be respectful or whatever. And so, luckily, yeah, like the scene off of Friday.
This is like the scene off Friday.
Yeah. Except she looked like Benny Siegel though. But
She probably watching this too.
I don't even remember who she was. So luckily, while the movie was going on, or before the movie finished, the young lady that I was talking to that was sitting down below, her and her friend left. So after the movie, I kind of like jetted up out of the same scenario. I was walking in front of her and everything, and she was trying like, "Come on, come on, come on." So I get her back to the house and everything. So I get her back to the house. I was like, I enjoyed myself and everything. I'll talk to you later. So she was like, so you're not gonna give me a kiss goodnight? And I was like, nah, I'm a gentleman. I don't kiss on the first date.
She looked like Biggie earlier.
Yeah, she was like Benny Siegel, Biggie.
But you said she looked like Biggie.
Yeah, Biggie, all that.
Hot Throb, never. Black and Ugly.
Yeah, so she was kind of disappointed because I didn't give her a kiss goodnight and everything.
Were you disappointed?
No, I was not disappointed. But so I dropped her off at home and everything, and then like she kept calling me after that, and I would never pick up the phone. And like I never talked to her again. So but was I wrong on how I acted during the date and me not returning her phone call? I mean, nowadays the new me, for one, I wouldn't have went out on the date.
Yeah, because you're wasting your time, wasting her time.
Yeah. Two, if it was like now, I'm comfortable within myself, like for me to tell somebody like, hey, I'm not interested in you. It's not. But back in the day, that was a younger, immature me or whatever. So was I wrong on how I handled the situation? I mean, I felt like I still took her out and I still paid for the date and everything. But I mean, should I had handled it a different way? Okay, what was I wrong? How was I?
So all right, in life, I mean, you were 19, right?
19, 20.
Okay, so in life, you were 19, 20, so you ain't know no better. So if you're in a situation like, because you know how people talk about just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? A situation like that where you are giving somebody the idea that they could actually spend more time and be a part of your life, the best thing to do is just right then and there be like, yo, I ain't even think that this was what, you know what I'm saying? I thought this was something different. But back then, we didn't have now we have cameras and stuff like that. Yeah. The cameras are so important, so you don't need to lead people on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The part of the story you left out is how you was having her send you money.
No,
because the cameras is all people talk about. I'm joking. But I'm saying, like you were young, so you wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? But she could pick up on the fact that you ain't really like her, but she still was trying to push her luck. So you weren't wrong. I mean, you just being too nice. You should have told her from jump though, like, yo.
Yeah, but I ain't want to be mean though, man. I promised her I was gonna take her out, and I just wanted to hold up my end of the bargain. That's it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So let me know if I was wrong or if I should have handled it a different way, or just I don't know. But we have more stories like this coming to you guys.
Okay, he took out Biggie Small's little sister. Okay, so our first story is Tiffany Haddish. In Beverly Hills, California, Tiffany Haddish was arrested Friday on suspicion of driving under the influence, police said. The actor and comedian was detained after Beverly Hills police received a call about 5:45 a.m. Police said she appeared to be found slumped over the wheel of the vehicle while the car was still running. Crazy. Okay. Haddish, an Emmy and Grammy winner, performed at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles on Thursday night. It was the comedy club's 43rd annual free Thanksgiving fest for the community. A representative for Haddish did not immediately respond to an email requesting for comments. So Haddish has starred in films including Girls Trip, Night School, Like a Boss, and The Kitchen. She wrote the New York Times bestseller book, The Last Black Unicorn, which earned a Grammy nomination. So Tiffany Haddish was arrested for DUI. It just seemed like when you do stuff like that, where you just sitting in your car and you slumped over. To me, that just drive me to think that this person is like depressed.
Me personally, it's like when you. Would they smell alcohol on her or something like that?
Well, if you see somebody with their car still running and they sleeping in the car,
but how you know that she wasn't having a medical emergency though?
I mean, I don't know. They probably thought this could be a possibility of her having a medical emergency, so they probably went to the window because people were probably concerned. So they're like, yo, go to that window. And this is alleged information, what I'm saying. So people probably went to the window, probably knocked on the window, the police knocked on the window, because they probably like, we see this lady out here, Beverly Hills, bro. Yeah. This is like Chagrin Falls. You know what I'm saying? So they knocked on the window, or Beechwood, or Morley Hills. So they knocked on the window, probably like, hey, ma'am, are you okay? She probably like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Probably like, a little inebriated, and just like, so they're like, yo, ma'am, what's going on? And she like, they like, yo, let's do this breathalyzer, or however they did, whatever they did, let's see if you are intoxicated. And then they found her to be intoxicated, and they took her. She probably smelt it, you never know. They arrested her. I think that this is my thing, bro. I don't think nobody should be driving drunk, even though she wasn't driving at the time. But she had to go home. You know what I'm saying, dude? I was in a coma for seven days driving drunk. I got a DUI, had 16 staples in the back of my head, drinking and driving. I could have killed somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But God made it so that I almost killed myself. I had a 40% chance of living. The story could have been different. Tiffany Haddish could have been driving home and killed somebody. I really do not believe in drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, people used to be like, that it wasn't a bad thing. I could drive better when I'm drunk. Now we realize that drinking and driving is a bad thing. It kills people. It messes up people's lives. Things like that. So drinking and driving is a bad thing. So
I personally don't know what's going on with her, but she has been in the news lately for a lot of stuff that hasn't been positive. So the little video with the little it was something. No, it wasn't nothing that was negative. When she was talking about she crashed a wedding and was eating or something like that.
Yeah, that's not really negative. That's just I'm trying to get my career back, so let me do this and do stuff to shock people. Because I've never been the biggest Tiffany Haddish fan, but I do see I do understand why people like her. I understand why people like her. Like shit, like that's not my type of comedy. That's not my type of thing. But I get like her place. I get why people actually like her. And when I see her, I don't see like the soul of a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I just see like somebody that's going through some things. And then sometimes when we all here, it don't matter how much money you have, it don't matter how much stardom you have, we all here still looking for something.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, because, I don't know her situation, because I don't want to be talking about her or whatever, but it's just like, if you're dealing with this type of stuff, it's just like the best thing to do is try to get some, I know a lot of times people are stubborn, they don't think that they need help and everything, and it's just, it's kind of like a hard situation. It's almost like, I hate to say, like, with your situation or whatever, it's like sometimes it seems like you have to have something drastic happen.
You need to hit rock bottom.
Yeah, in order for you to, in order for you to make that change in your life or whatever, which it shouldn't have to be like that.
Because I remember that night I told my father, I said, I am not drinking again for the rest of my life. Take me to my car. He was like, you done told her that. No, that was the next year. Okay, so I didn't stop drinking after the accident put me in a coma. I didn't stop drinking. I stopped drinking the next year. I came out of coma, whatever. I was not even fully healed. Like I still would get like these memory lapses because I had like traumatic brain injury and all these things, and like I would get like these terrible headaches. But I kept drinking, and it was where the 480 bridge is like about to end. I almost went over the 480 bridge, and I got a DUI. And I went to jail, and then that was the night that was the last night I drank. Yeah, and that was like right before New Year's too. It was like December 30th or December 31st. I don't remember exactly what day, but that was the night before. That was right before. It was December 30th.
Yeah.
Because it was December 31st. And I was like, damn, I'm about to miss New Year's. I'm about to miss New Year's. But I woke up in jail and I realized I didn't wake up in jail because I was still asleep, but they sent me home. But when I got home and I went, and I was like laying in the bed, I was like, I told my father when he picked me up from jail, like, I'm never drinking again. And it's crazy because he made me pay back all that money too, like everything that he paid for to get me out. Right. He's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm never ever drinking again. And I haven't drank since. Like, I haven't looked back. I haven't had, sometimes you need to go. I did get some help in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I need help getting off this and kicking this addiction, this new codependency. Yeah. And I needed help. And I went and I got help. And now I don't really, a lot of people, they go to meetings or whatever for the rest of their life. I think that
you just been blessed,
and then I've been blessed. It's just I have a relationship with God as I know him, and I know that if I drink again, my life is going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I know that,
and it's good that you recognize that.
Yeah, so I know that my problem is not drinking. My problem is not alcohol these days. My problem is me. You know what I'm saying? So it's the way I think. Yeah. So I have to really analyze the things that I do, and when I know it's not me, and I know I'm not the problem, then I could be good with myself. But when I realize that I am the problem, then I have to check that, because guess what? When I don't recognize myself as being a problem for simple things and simple situations with me and other people, I would go back to being like, maybe I wasn't the problem with this drinking. And I would go back to drinking. So you have to start realizing your humanity and just start realizing, and then realize that we have something higher than us. You know what I'm saying? Because God is different in different ways for different people. You know what I'm saying? Because you can know God different.
Yeah, and you don't want your codependency on substances or whatever to hurt somebody innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially a child and stuff like that. So.
That's a big part of it, man. I could have killed somebody else that night.
Yeah.
And then I'd be in jail. Yeah. And I would be like, and I would have never I probably wouldn't have learned anything. I would learn, but I would be such sorrow behind it, because it wouldn't even, the lesson that I learned wouldn't even mean anything, because I'd be in jail for the rest of my life. Yeah. So it's like a big part of what I'm learning about reading this story is, man, no matter don't drink and drive. If you want to get drunk, stay home. You know what I'm saying? Or get an Uber.
Or
get some type of ride share. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be drinking and driving, because that is like the worst thing ever.
And then on top of that, it's like if you have people around you or whatever, they recognize that they should, I feel like, they could step in like, hey, you need to take an Uber, or let me take you home, or something like that. Or have somebody that you can call.
Yeah, and you have to be responsible for yourself. Because I hate hearing that a lot, where people be like, why didn't they? Why didn't? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people people too busy to take care of themselves. Because we're very selfish unconsciously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're very selfish unconsciously. Because I have been in situations before where I should have stepped up and did something, but I'm too much in that time period paying too much attention to myself that I didn't step up and help somebody else that needed that help. You know what I'm saying? So, but am I wrong? Because I didn't even notice the situation was going that way. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we just unconsciously don't pay attention. This is her problem. She needs to take care of her problem.
Call the police on your friends.
All right. Now, we're about to talk about something that's been going on in the news pretty strong. We're trying to skip certain words, like we're calling, actual
people got accused of doing some stuff.
People haven't been accused of doing some things in different names that we've seen before are actually coming out, because there is this thing called the Adult Survivors Act. And what the Adult Survivors Act, both lawmakers and sponsors of the Adult Survivors Act, or the law that it was created for 1 year period for adult survivors of past touchy people to file a case against their people that did whatever to them. Say they support an extending the look back period for an additional year. I think it ends today. So people have been filing cases against different celebrities, different people in law, different people in politics that have they think have caused them to become victim to these things. So it's like names like Jamie Foxx, Eric Adams, Aaron Hall. Y'all got to see that Vlad TV interview.
That interview.
He went on Vlad's couch and he just told that man everything.
And it's crazy, like how like that interview was old, but as soon as your name get brought up for something new,
yeah,
like,
they find
everything.
They find it, and in the interview, he's talking about how like they know what I'm packing. You know what I'm saying? I did all of this and all these other dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
I couldn't even watch the whole because it was kind of pause. It was a pause moment.
Yeah, it was very pause-ish. And Puffy,
Jimmy
Iovine, Cuba Gooden, Alex Rose, Axl Rose, L.A. Reid, Terry Richards, Bill Cosby. It's more names, and it's not just people with the same melanin as me. It's a lot of people it's black and whites that, you know. And my thing about all of this, right, that's happening, we had, like, during the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, bad behavior was acceptable.
Yeah.
And it was a different time period. Am I saying that these people should not be responsible for the things that they did? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that back then, if you watch like shows back then, or you watch like certain situations, or how your friends dealt with certain situations, or how you even yourself probably, like, because none of us is perfect, how even yourself you actually acted because certain things were unconsciously okay, because this is how people were raised and how people were raised to think that these certain things were okay for us to think, for us to do, you know, or certain things that we shouldn't look at, you know, like as far as like how women were treated, or how you know, men act, you know, like a lot of times bad behavior was seen as culturally okay for us to do, and now a lot of people are having consequences based on these choices. And then some of these behaviors are to the extent where it's like not even just bad behavior or bad like social way of thinking. It's like beyond that, where people are actually not saying, because these are all alleged things that actually happen. But if some of these things, some of these violent things actually have happened, if some of these things have happened, yes, people should actually pay the they should actually the people that are actually not the accuser, the accusees, the people that accuse them should actually get their reparation for whatever happened to them. Because a lot of people, you know, they psychologically are not the same person after these things happen. Yeah. You know, so if you're doing what you're doing, I feel like, you know, either monetarily or freedom, you gotta pay back.
Okay, so this is my take on this. So I'm just going to use Diddy for an example right now. You know, Diddy paid out the $30 million. Okay. Me personally, if somebody was accusing me of doing some of the stuff that he was accused of doing, and I know from a fact I was innocent, instead of me paying that person $30 million, I'd rather pay my lawyer $30 million to prove my innocence. But a lot of people don't realize that, you know, it's a civil case, and once, you know, civil case, if you try to fight it, all that information is coming out of what happened, what was done. So he was like, even though his PR person or lawyer came out and said that he's innocent, I highly doubt that, because you wouldn't have paid out that $30 million fast. Because if it was a murder, if you was on trial for murder, you're going to pay that $30 million to get you up off that, you know what I'm saying? To get you up off that murder case, so you don't have to go to jail and everything. So,
we can't use that word
on a live case.
Yeah.
So, but then I don't like victim shaming, especially when people were like, well, it's done so many times, it should have been told. Because there's a lot of famous people out there that's taking Diddy's side and everything. And it's just, if they have daughters and if something happened to their daughter at, at a young age and their daughter got of age and told them, I mean, they're not going to victim blame their daughter.
Yeah.
They're not going to go in on your daughter like, oh, you should have told them. They're going to want some type of retribution for their family. So I see Jamie Foxx said that, he's countersuing. To prove his, and so I feel like like how you just to piggyback off of what you said, there was a lot of stuff that was acceptable back in the day that's not acceptable now, and a lot of it's coming to light. And what I want to say is like I'm not saying everything is alleged, and people have a right to fight for their innocence and everything. So I don't want to victim blame, but at the same time, I don't want to
me either. But
falsely accused.
I want to say something real quick. Me either. I don't want to victim blame, but did you hear the Jamie Foxx story?
I can't say.
Okay, just listen to it. It sounds.
It
sounds very unreal.
Yeah, like, somebody.
It sounds very unreal.
And please excuse me.
A lot of the because this is all alleged. Well, this is all alleged. But as far as like somebody that paid back for, because it didn't even really go to trial. So when Puffy, when Puffy actually gave money, so I don't understand how that actually works. If we could call it alleged or whatever, but I'm just going to call it alleged because it never went to trial. He just paid for that. But I'm saying with the Jamie, but a lot of his stuff sounds real. Like a lot of it sounds real. A lot of the other ones, but the Jamie, it's not like whoever said Jamie did this, and I don't want to be like I don't want to kick myself in the mouth later and say, dang, I should have just kept my mouth closed. But it just doesn't. It doesn't sound like how the stuff that like where they were saying that he did. It sounded like a.
Well, can I say this?
Go ahead.
And I don't want to offend nobody out there, but I'm not well invested into the story. But I think it's a black lady that. Somebody said the lady's black, okay? And they said once they found out the lady was black, they was like, no, Jamie ain't do that because Jamie only mess with white women. So, I mean...
Yeah, but and the way it sound was like, it was like ridiculous. I'm like, you gotta listen to the story.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is going to be our feature topic, but it's just like the court of public opinion. It all depends on who the person is, on how the public view this person, if they believe it or not. Because when it came out about Jamie Foxx, people wasn't, but I have yet to see somebody like, oh, Jamie did that. But then I heard people saying like, oh, well, when somebody's going to bring up accusations against women, and it was like, well, when this situation came out with Lizzo, everybody believed that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it all depends on who the person is. For the public, if they actually believe it or not, you know what I'm saying. So, but like I said, I don't want to victim shame, and I don't want to falsely. I don't want to accuse somebody. So, I feel like if you're innocent, you have the right to prove your innocence, and with this situation, maybe this is showing us in the future generation. Be mindful on who you're around, who you associate with, and who you bring around. So you don't get caught up in this type of situation because it's just like, no.
Yeah, no. And then you got to be mindful of how you treat people.
Yeah, and what you do. Yeah.
Be mindful of how you treat people. Just understand, like, this is the thing about living with a moral compass. Yeah. Now, a big part of living with a moral compass is this what I'm doing going to hurt somebody else? Yeah. And if you know that it's going to hurt somebody else, think about it. And it's just crazy because some people, as part of their moral compass, tell them even if it's hurting somebody else and it's giving me pleasure, I need to just, and that's like a certain person that's a narcissist or like a psychopath or like they don't have a moral compass. Yeah. But I'm saying, but if you have a moral compass, just understand if what you're doing is going to hurt somebody else, you might not want to be somebody.
Yeah, it kind of. I think it was Keanu Reeves. I've seen him in pictures like when he's around like women and they give him hugs. He always putting his hands up like, oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, So he just kind of
he's very aware.
Yeah, aware of what's going on.
He's self-aware. He's aware of the world around him. Okay, this is time for the feature topic.
I know you people still with us.
Yeah, so we have the last two feature topics left.
Yeah, so our last two feature topics is how topic number 1.
Okay, topic number 1.
You got it?
Yeah.
How important is community? Okay. And topic number 2. Court of popular opinion. Harmful or helpful? Why you looking all...
Because you want me to pick it, right? So I'm not looking at it.
Why you looking all dejected?
I don't even think that's a word. I'm about to Google that word.
Go ahead, Google it.
Where's Google?
Man, I'll just be making up my own words.
Don't do that.
I don't care what.
Don't do it because that makes us not credible. And nobody wants to watch somebody that's not credible.
You crazy. People that's not credible all the time.
Dejected. Dejected means sad and depressed. Dispirited. Oh, so it really is a word. But you guessed it. Just
oh my God. How did I guess it, nigga? Hold on, I gotta mix it. You
yeah.
Gotta mix it up real quick. There you go, buddy.
All right, let me see.
Let's see what topic.
Topic number 2.
Court of popular opinion, harmful or helpful? Wow, right after that segment we just had, I just spoke it up.
Yeah, well, court of popular opinion, I think that it is very, very, very harmful, right? I think it's very harmful because sometimes people try to get people to believe certain things that might not even be the truth. Mm-hmm. But the thing about court of popular opinion is too, a lot of people do more. It gives people the opportunity to investigate things further too. Yeah. Because if people are looking at this and be like, "Oh my God, what's going on with this case?" You know, so people start pulling up things, start finding other things. But some people will find stuff that ain't even really happening. But they try to find more proof because of courts of popular opinion. Yeah. But then sometimes people get wrongfully charged, or what's the word I'm looking for? Wrongfully convicted because of the courts of popular opinion. Mm-hmm. It was something I was watching, and what was that? It was a case where a wife, I can't remember the case, but I probably need to find it, where a case where the wife unalived her husband because of abuse. Yeah. And then they came to find out later that because different things were going on, like Loretta Bobbitt, because during this time it was so many different cases that were similar, and this case got so much scrutiny from the court of popular opinion that she was actually, when I was watching the documentary, it was a big part of why she was convicted was because they were having so many cases like that, and where people were they were thinking that she was wrong. Mm-hmm. Because because at that time that's where society was. That's where society was thinking. That's how. So society was not as empathetic as as society is now, because at that time it's like if you're getting abused, you should just leave.
Yeah. So I mean, do you think when it comes to that type of stuff, and especially when people on trial, you think people on the jury is swayed by what people?
Yeah, because even though they tell them not to listen to anything, but everybody have an opinion based on what they feel or based on their social existence on Earth, based on how they deal with certain things, how they, them listening and understanding this community that they're in or that community that they respect, and they actually, I feel like it's harmful. Can we get rid of it? No, because it's because that's where humanity is right now. Yeah. Humanity is we are closer than, it's just 6 degrees of separation. Mm-hmm. We're closer than we ever been. The only way that we could get rid of the court of popular opinion is if we get rid of technology.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to. I think some of it has to do with, people's background, how people raised. Because, me, for an example, I've served on a few juries, and, I know it's local stuff and everything, but I try to put out whatever opinion that I have about this person and listen to the facts. Mm-hmm. Now, there were people that was in that jury box, because, them growing up in Gates Mills and Chagrin Fall, who had this mindset of the inner people from the inner city, and it was brought out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you have to have somebody with some type of voice of reasoning to talk and say, like, look, no matter how you feel, these are the facts. You have to pay attention to what the facts are, not what you think or what you think or your prejudice, you being prejudiced or whatever. It's like these are the facts. I feel like when it comes to the court of public opinion, I think it's helpful depending on how popular and liked the person is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it's a popular, liked person, I don't like whatever they do, people not gonna believe it. Or people, or
but is that helpful if the person did actually do the crime?
It's
so that's not really helpful. So it's still a negative.
It's biased.
It's biased. It's still a negative effect on if this person.
Well, it's helpful depending on how you're looking at it. Just like if you
helpful to them.
Yeah, depending on because like I hate to bring people's names up, but just like Young Thug, he's on trial, Rico trial right now, and it's people that's like, screaming like, free Young Thug, and even though everything is alleged what he's done, because but it's just like you're not really thinking about the families that was harmed by whatever was done or whatever, and the families have to hear that, and then on top of that, they feel like, well, everybody's against them and whatever happened to their family members because this person is popular. So the court of public opinion, is helpful to the person that's on trial that's popular, but it's harmful for the people that want justice. So it all depends on how you viewing it, and how you feel about the person at hand.
I just think that the course of popular opinion is something that we're never going to get rid of.
No,
I feel like
I agree.
I feel like technology have caused us to be so close to each other that this is going to be something that goes on until technology is non-existent, and I would never want technology to be non-existent in my lifetime. So I think that the course of popular opinion is just one of those things where how people talk about things that they like. If it wasn't like this, but that's just how life is. That's where life is at. We just gotta deal with it.
So, do you find yourself joining in on the court of popular opinion?
Absolutely, and it's unconscious, and I have to catch myself like, dang, that's not. I shouldn't even think like that because, and it's crazy because I posted something on the Shade Room the other day, and it was like, I don't even want to say what I posted. It was so many people in agreement with me, but it was so many people that were not agreeing with me. Yeah. I'm talking about thousands of people liked my comment. Yeah. But it was like hundreds of people coming at me that I just deleted the comment. Like, man,
why you delete it?
Because
all you need to do is just not pay attention to it.
Because it was just because I know that people would like go to your page, try to dox you. You know what I'm saying? People get that mad that they would go to your page and try to like get your personal information, try to get personal information about you to where. And my page is not private. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, my page is public. If my page was private, I wouldn't care. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but my page is public. I got things to lose. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I was maybe a little bit more popular, I wouldn't care so much because it's kind of like that comes with that territory. But it's kind of like, let me protect myself.
Not to cut you off, but what's so funny about that is like you get on social media all day. You could look up, you could scroll on social media. You can see so many people post like, "Oh, I only worry about myself and I don't worry about nothing else." But still, they always in everybody else's business.
Always, because it's crazy. Because I can say one thing about social media. I have never. And I will put this, and I don't know how many people could agree with this. I have never saw somebody post something, and I disagree with it, and I'm about to start arguing with them.
Me either.
I just disagree and be like, okay, I can't believe they posted that. I go about my business. But when I see what people like when people come, like, and I'm not like, I'm not erratic on social media. You know, like I'm not saying I would have certain opinions, and you would see the comments where people like mad at me and just like I'd be like, you really ain't got no life.
But I mean, even stuff that you post, like I don't even like me and you would talk about
Yeah,
it, but I
yeah.
won't comment because I'm not going back and forth with it.
Yeah, but like people be on there like really wanting to like. I be like, man, I got too much going on like in my own life, and you know what? And I think people would see a comment that you make and would make that you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make that the whole existence of who you are.
Yeah.
Make that the whole idea of this person. Because I like will post something and then like people like read my life story based on this little comment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even know me.
They're like, you lonely and you sitting there with 6 cats.
Yeah, right. You like you don't even know me. Like and you be like, this is weird as heck. That people would because I think the intelligence level of people is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would see something that I ain't gonna lie. I have done something in the past though before. Because when people like try to come at me, first thing I'm doing, if your page not private, I'm going through your page, and I'm looking at your mama, and I'm looking at everybody in your family, and I'm about to make a bad comment about somebody on your page. That's messed up.
And I'm calling your mama your mammy.
Yeah, I done did that before, like, but I don't do that now. I haven't done that in a while. But if somebody come at me, it's free game right here.
Yeah.
It's not free game, but free. It's a free for all. If you come at me really bad and you try to dog me because I was minding my own business, I just posted something. I'm about to go through your page. I'm about to clown you.
But see, you know what I've learned is when people do that, they want you to argue back with them. So when I see stuff like that or whatever, or there's been times in the past where people didn't agree with me and they want to argue with me, I'd be like, yeah, you right, and just start laughing. Yeah. And then just don't respond. And that makes them even madder because they want you to go back and forth so they can engage with you. It's like if you don't give them that chance to engage with, it's like
like the last time I had something like that happen with a girl, you know what I'm saying? And I went on there and it's kind of like I wanted her to read what I wrote so she could see that I blocked her mid response to her responding to me. Like I hate people like that person I'm talking about in particular. Like you watch everything I post so you could put something negative. It's okay when you. I don't mind when you argue with me on my page, and you know what I'm saying. It's when you start like putting like sharing what I wrote and sharing it with your friends and got like a comment about me. You don't even freaking know me. Like I don't even know you. That's when I'm about to start like. That's when I'm about to start. That's when I'm gonna dog you real quick. Make sure you read it, and I'm gonna block you. You know what I'm saying?
And I think like especially like when it comes to social media, when it comes to the court of public opinion. I'm not even just talking about celebrities. We could just talk about people that's like regular people like us. I think a lot of times people tend to agree with a person depending on how attractive they are too. Yeah. Because I've seen like on my social media like females that's attractive and half naked and they could say the wildest, craziest thing, and you know you would have dudes agreeing with it because for one they trying to get in their pants. And they really don't agree with it. They just trying to be friendly and everything. But then it's just like just because this person's attractive, it's like people automatically think just because this person's attractive they automatically know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's that's always been human nature though. Like they always they would see that's before social media. They would see somebody that did something wrong, and they would be like, "But she was so pretty though too."
Yeah, exactly.
That's our go-to because we feel that if someone is attractive or somebody have some degree of like aesthetics to their look, you automatically feel like their life must be easier, so they don't have to do these harsh things to people. You know what I'm saying? But psychology is different for everybody because it's based on your genes and it's based on what you've been through. It's based on a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So
that's one thing I am proud about myself because I mean I don't care how good you look. I'm like if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm gonna let you know you're wrong, and like I'm not letting you get over on me just because you look good. Yeah,
but that's just how humanity has always been, man. So, this is another episode of Thought OPPS. We completed another episode. I think this I don't even know.
This is episode 32?
33. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm always one behind. Yeah. But we want to thank y'all for viewing this episode. Yeah. Share, like, and subscribe.
And just to let you guys know, we got this far with us. Part 1 and Part 2 of the Ohio Entertainment Awards of our red carpet interviews. Yeah. is up on our page, so check that out. We got a couple people that we did interviews with that in the future is coming on the show.
Yeah.
So hopefully more people reach out, hit us up, want to come up, hit this guy up, because he's in charge of all that.
So I want to thank y'all for paying attention to everything that we do and sharing sharing our show and like.
Like, share, and subscribe. One more thing I want to say. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, okay? And if people, one thing I want to say is, if somebody's eating Thanksgiving food Sunday to Monday, let them people eat their food. What they eat don't make you stop. Leave them people alone.
Yeah, well, don't post it on the next day. I want to see your Thanksgiving food after Thursday. I want to see nobody posting no more Thanksgiving dinners. I don't care at that point. Eat your food. We will leave you alone if you leave us alone. So leave us alone and we'll leave you alone. Don't want to see no more Thanksgiving dinner. Don't want to see that. Hope you don't get sick. Peace.